So what if on the 5th dimension you can teleport and fly? Who's say we can't? It's our thoughts say we can't. So if time travelers are in the 5th dimension, have you ever thought you are one as well? So if your thoughts create your reality, what about trying this out for yourself? Focus on a future that you wish to live in, as there is a parallel universe operating at the same time. So if you can create your future by projecting it out, what you wish to happen, is it not then your thoughts are so strong that you are creating it to happen out there in the parallel for it to come into fruition? Because you're tapping into your future self, for you then to acknowledge it out there so your future self can reorganize it to happen for you now. But we as human beings, or are we, but anyway, have always had the self-doubt that's been plugged into you. No, Joey, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. Da, da, da. So most times, most people won't push themselves through the barriers because they've been told they can never do it in the first place. So this is preventing you from going out. And once you have a session with me, by gosh, I push you and I help you climb, because it's our own thoughts that are holding ourselves back. But what if you tapped into your future self and allowed your future self to organize for your now to connect and for you to go forth into where you're wanting to go? Gives you good food for thought. So it gives you something to think about as well, and why not start creating it? If your astral body goes out there in the future realms, whether you be asleep or you meditate, is it not that you can also appear as a ghost to somebody else that's actually astral traveling out there? Because I know myself, when I'm doing my work for others, I will see somebody more like a silhouette figure of the person, but the person doesn't actually physically know that they're in the scene with the person I'm working with. But what I'm able to do is that I'm able to project and connect into their future frequency to see where they're going. But then I also see the people on their path as well, but they also are projected into that realm. Makes sense to me when I do the readings, as when I'm projecting out the future for that person, I can see for them and project out what's going to be happening around them, and to see the positive. But also I'm connecting. Am I connecting to their future self? Connecting with them then, and communicating with them, but also at the same time I'm talking to the person that's in front of me, either Zoom. But I'm connecting to their future self and projecting them out so they get to meet each other, and then they blend and the connection is there. So when they come back from the reading and they come back into themselves, when they come back to themselves, they then are in alignment because they've already had the discussion with their future self. Because it looks so strong with a knowing that the person is going through that connects with them of what I'm saying. So I'm connecting with their future self and the astral side. And it's their future self that gives me the messages for the person I'm reading for. So isn't that astral traveling? At the same time, I'm looking in because I'm out there. And what I've noticed recently is that while I'm doing the readings, and I'm doing this, then the person that I'm reading for actually can feel what I'm talking about. They can actually feel it physically. They can feel the exuberation and the gratitude and the love that I'm bringing through for the connection of themselves. So then once they bring it into themselves, they can then make it a reality. So if you're having a problem with a person on the third dimension, this is something that I've done for many years, is that I call their higher self of the person I'm in the problem with. And I call their higher self and their guardian with them. And so we can sort out that situation out on the fifth dimension. And it's incredible. It's absolutely mind-blowing when you do this. So you ask your guide and their guide and the higher self of that person, and you go out into the astral and you talk it out, because you don't argue out in the fifth dimension. And it's a mutual agreement that between you both. And then once you've agreed for the outcome that is for the highest good for both, then it's an agreement within. And then you come back and, oh my gosh, it's amazing how things sort themselves out. Because remember, you're in the third dimension of a matrix that is working against you anyway. So why not take your higher selves out into the fifth dimension, that the universe is not working against you, it's working for you and with you. And then you are able to solve this and find the solution with the outcome for you both, which is so beneficial. It's incredible how when you surrender into this, the outcomes are absolutely incredible. This is where, from one soul to another, you can work out a solution. And it can heal both parties at the same time. And that's even better again. The crazy thing about doing this, sometimes the person in the third dimension will say to me, now, you were so strong in my thought patterns the other day, and I wanted to discuss a solution, or they would automatically come out with a solution. And I have a smile to myself because we had already done that out in the ether, sorted it out. But when you allow that person to come with a solution, isn't it so much stronger? Because then they feel they own it. But yet you know you've been out there. And it's incredible how that completely works out, because it works out for the beneficial of both. And yeah, that's powerful. That's absolutely powerful. So let's pull a few cards out for this wonderful Monday in June, because I can 100% say we have been hit quite hard with some spikes energy. And at one stage, it was so strong that all of a sudden the negativity that came through, but it wasn't your negativity. What it did, it activated old past hurts, lifetimes, and it was coming out flooding. You were probably feeling like you were getting crushed, and it's like, wow, what the hell is happening? That was just the universe working with you again. So go with it. And then a couple of days later, it was all cleared and released. But if you're anything like me, it feels like Monday keeps coming back to Monday. Where did our whole week go? They had definitely sped up the time. So align yourself and get ready, because it's just going to get faster, because you keep asking, when is it going to finish? Well, it's going to finish when you really get the connection. And we're all waiting for that savior. Well, there's no savior as such. You are your own savior. And when you work out within yourself that you can create your new world, and that's what the universe is waiting for you. They're waiting for you to create your new world within, and you find your peace and your harmony and live the life that you're wanting to be in. When you can connect to that, that's when you find your fifth dimension within yourself, and you are living the life of your dreams. Meanwhile, the others are living in this life of doom and gloom and anxiety and scared of this virus and that virus and the money and da-da-da-da. But when you find the peace, it doesn't matter anymore, because all you're living is the heart space. It's really, really powerful. So I'm going to ask for 3 cards for this week to help assist us. Okay. What do we got this week? Okay. Woohoo! Choose wisely. You've got so many options going on at the moment. Do I do this? Do I do this? Where do I go? Am I meant to be going here? Am I meant to be doing this? And we're really getting tied up on trying the solutions. Again, come back within yourself and focus. What do you resonate and where are you wanting to go? Because you will naturally go towards what is of a higher frequency for you. Stop believing you're going to take the wrong option. You don't. You learn from every option. Because you have planted the seed, you've nurtured it, and you are now growing, and you are now connecting into the higher realms. Okay, you are connecting into where you're wanting to go. You're no longer, you're bored now. You're really bored, and you're wanting to move forward. Sorry, I'm just trying to get. And so don't think what you're going through is the doom and gloom, because you're learning from it. And when we learn from it, it's really empowering. Financial material changes. Now they're wanting you to really look at that. What are you projecting out at the moment? Why are you struggling? You're struggling because you've got the lack of. Now when we replace that up, go out into your future self. Connect with him or her and project out what you're wanting. And then align yourself, because you can change. You can let go of what's no longer working, what you're no longer resonating with. Because by gosh, the massive changes can take place. It's really amazing at the moment. I've just said, grab this one more card. Yeah, transformation. Let that transform within yourself, because the transformation that you're going to go through for the rest of this week and the next, we are on one massive transformation. Surrender into it and fire. Go this week and really connect, or write it down and go, I am ready for change. I am no longer going to be that old person within myself. Transform yourself into the beauty of whom you're wanting to be. Because by gosh, it is so positive. The more you surrender, your world is going to change. And when you allow the inner, the outer will change for you. I love you. Keep going, because you've got it. You are smashing this out. I love you, and keep connecting.